It's a very humbling experience for me to be in front of this distinguished crowd. Not many coaches are recognized in an academic setting like we have here today, and people that have distinguished themselves as academicians, musicians, in their field of choice. In order to avoid rambling or filibustering, like Patty says that I often do, someone will call the house and say, "We want to speak to Jim. We want to get him to come and speak." She said, "He's not a speaker. He's a dirt road philosopher." So anyway, I'm certainly thrilled to be here. We're thrilled to have our family here, our children. It's just, when I was in college, I remember I told Scott this yesterday, I took Speech 101. And the thing that I remembered and carried from there is stand tall to be seen, speak up to be heard, and sit down quickly to be appreciated. So I'm going to try to do that, but I've written this down so that we can move on quickly. When Patty and I came to Florida State University, we came in 1975, and it was as a limited earnings coach because I already had a master's degree and a specialty degree, education specialty, which was 30 hours beyond the master's. And so really it was not exactly as a graduate assistant. The university had come under the subject of the NCAA, and they had reduced the number of coaches from unlimited down to 8. So Florida State had to let some people go, like Eddie Feely and some of those guys. And my job, Gene McDowell is the guy that talked to me and encouraged me to come up here. They said, we can give you what we give a graduate assistant. We can get your wife a job. You can eat on the training table, and we'll give you a recruiting area. So I came under those circumstances, but this is the first thing that Patty and I ever committed to prayer as a couple. It's the first thing we ever got down on our knees together and asked the Lord to lead us. We got up the next morning and had peace about it. So our thought process at that time was the very worst thing that could happen is we'd all get fired and I'd get a better job out of it. And so at least I was moving up into the college level. I'd been a head high school coach, athletic director, and dean of students down in Central Florida in the Brooksville area. I don't know if many of you know where that is, but we really enjoyed that experience itself. And but when we came to Florida State University, as you recall, Darrell Moodra was the head coach. And Darrell is a very interesting guy, and I owe Darrell a lot because he gave me that first opportunity. But the program at that time was not exactly a silk purse. It was more of a sow's ear at the time. So, you know, we were stepping out on faith, really, when we came. And but Florida State University became that job that was the stepping stone to a lifetime career that I couldn't draw up any better. I couldn't draw it up any better. The experiences that we've had here, and I look out here and I see a lot of gray hair in our audience today. And so what that tells me is that many of us are looking through the rearview mirror of life rather than the windshield. And so when you do that, you're able to look back and see we may not have gotten what we thought we wanted when we were 25 or 30, but we got what we needed. We got what we needed as a family. And so when we came to Tallahassee, you know, I've kind of divided this thing up into two things, the place and the people. When we came to Tallahassee, it was a sleepy little deep south southern town. And what a place. Jim Jonas knows, he grew up here. You know, what a wonderful place. We fell in love with the people. We fell in love with the university. We felt at home. We felt like we had found home. They embraced us. Our children started school here and went all the way through. And as Dale mentioned, you know it, our daughter Julie was in the first graduating class of the med school. Son John went all the way through. And the people that they started school with were the people that really were in their weddings, and they've stayed close all the way through. Florida State gave us stability as a family. And the people, Mode Stone, Dr. Coyle Moore, Godfrey Smith, Bernie Slager, George Langford, Cy Deeb, Jim and Betty Jonas, Dr. Pitts, Jim Pitts, who's my lunch buddy whenever I get him there and he's not out of town, and the thousands and thousands of FSU supporters. So 40 years later, it's hard to believe to me how far this university has come. I would step out in my latter years onto the balcony up here of the Moore Center athletic complex, and I'd almost have to pinch myself. Has this really happened? We're sitting in a building that is a result of the fruits of some of the labor of that program. You see, with the completion of the University Center and the medical school, the growth of our student body, our wonderful criminal justice school, more academic courses, outstanding business school, the School of the Performing Arts, our world-renowned School of Music, the School of Law, Billy, not to mention the breathtaking beauty of our campus. I don't know of one any better. Anytime somebody comes down here that's never been in Tallahassee or never been on this campus, I drive them through the campus. And over there, when you come by Sally Hall, if you come up there in front of the new med school and down by the College of Psychology at the end of the track there, and you look down through the center of campus, that walkway that goes down through there, lined with big live oaks and the moss in the trees, it's breathtaking. If you lived anywhere north of Andalusia, Alabama, why would you want to go anywhere else? Why would you want to be anywhere else? With all that being said, it's not the brick and mortar. It's not the brick and mortar that make this university. It's the people that make it. And I want to take just a moment and talk about the it factor. Coach Bowden talked about the it factor all the time. People would ask him, what about Charlie Ward, Coach would say, buddy, I don't know how to explain Charlie. He's not the biggest, he's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, but he's got it. Whatever it is, he has it. He's got it. The people make it. The people who have it make up the countless number of great alumni who have distinguished themselves, and many of those people have given us an opportunity to share their lives as well as given us an opportunity to share part of our lives with them. A few years ago, I had the privilege of speaking to a group of former players, boosters, and alumni in Tampa. And it really came to focus at that time to me what it meant. As I looked out there and as I look out here, I see it. I see it. Being with that group of former players, alumni, and boosters that covered a time span from the 50s through the 90s was so rewarding to see how well our grads are doing. Was such a great experience to me. You could feel it, that common ground that runs through them, like that John Anderson, the country music star that cut that song that we all love, Seminole Wind. You can see it in the people. Seminole Wind, the spirit, that kindred of heart, pulling together us, we, our, that team attitude, refusing to quit. Coach Bowden used to ask our players, what's the easiest thing in life to do, men? Quit. Anybody can do it. It's that perseverance, that person that has it. All of those people have it. They are filled with that garnet and gold spirit. You can see it in their eyes. I see it in yours today. You can feel it from their hearts. And I, along with each and every one of you all, the recipients of this circle of gold, and everyone in this room, we're extremely proud of our university. It was way more than a paycheck to me. It meant so much more. I'm extremely proud to share. Anytime anybody wants to ask me or they're willing to listen, I'm extremely proud to extol the virtues of Florida State University, our great university. In closing, I'm extremely proud and extremely humbled to be a part of this outstanding society that reflects the very best that our university has to offer. I'd like to congratulate Stella and Ruth and Billy. Billy's one of my workout partners in the weight room. He goes in there and keeps fit, and we talk a lot, and we usually talk about athletics, but it's extremely fitting, Billy, that you and Ruth, talented musicians, and everybody in this room means so much to Patty and I. It's just, we're happy about this. We just want to thank you. Appreciate it.